morning. Happy Tuesday. It's another week. It's another month. We are now into August. I know we got into August last week, but it was a busy week last week. So I said this week we would discuss sales and use tax. Everyone knows what sales tax is. You go to the store, you buy something, you have to pay a tax on what you purchase. But use tax, that is when you are a reseller, governmental agency, whichever, and you do not pay taxes on the invoices to the vendors. So, who do you need to pay? When do you need to pay? And how do you make QuickBooks figure it out? Um, Governmental agencies obviously are paying the taxes, but if you're a reseller, uh, then you get to pay the taxes directly to the state for your purchases instead of your vendors. And I have learned QuickBooks is not a use tax friendly program. Sales tax, it is a wonderful, it has it all set up. It tracks the sales tax liability for you, whether you pay monthly, quarterly, you set that up. It gives you the report information, and it's all beautiful. If you have to do a use tax, it doesn't do that. So you are required to find a workaround, so to speak. When you're paying an invoice, because I always concentrate on construction. Let's say you're a roofing company, you've got in the shingles that you were not charged because you're reselling. You have to pay the use tax on that invoice. So how do you figure it out? You have to, after you enter your invoice, you have to go in and do a journal entry. You have to figure out the tax on the products. Freight is very rarely taxable, but always check with your state as to what should be and should not be taxed. You figure out what that, you know what your tax rate is for use tax. If you don't, again, just check with the tax agency. Then you do a journal entry. The debit of that journal entry is going to be wherever you put the parts to. If it's, like I said, roofing materials, that's probably going into your cost of goods sold job supplies account. So that will be your debit. Your credit is going to be the sales tax liability account that you set up when you set up paying taxes. Now, because I have worked in Wyoming, you have to file the sales tax and the use tax on the same form. I don't know if every other state is the same, but you cut one check for both of those. It goes with the report. So that's why you want to make sure your liability account is correct and includes all of your sales and use tax. And I am sorry, we have a visitor this morning um, that wants to get his 2 cents in. So if you need help figuring out how to set up that sales tax liability account, how to enter those journal entries, because it is not the most streamlined way to do it, please go ahead, get hold of me. Let's set up a time to chat and make sure that you are covering all of the bases, getting all of your taxes paid. And of course, I'm going to add a caveat. You can't do use tax or collect sales tax if you don't have a tax license. So that is always the first step. If you have not talked to anyone at your Department of Revenue, that will be the first step to do to find out if you need to collect sales tax and how to pay. In order to do that, they have to set you up with a license. So anytime you have questions, go ahead, get hold of me. But otherwise, have a great week and enjoy the rest of August. and I will see you next week. Thank you.